Welcome everybody. How is everybody doing in this wonderful day or on this wonderful day? Neuro, Ben, All Stars, Motan, how do you say it? Motan? What's up? What's up? Does the live trading room and daily trade plans have the same setups? So with the live trade room, you're going to get access to the daily trade plan as well as yeah, I mean, so like, I don't put out fake like, hey, everybody do this, and then I'm doing something else. You know what I mean? Like, it's just if I say that's what I'm gonna do, that's what I'm gonna do. Young Cryptic, Otto, Peyton, hello, hello. You guys do me a big favor and smash that like button. We can get the algo going. You know, now that we're back streaming every day, and let's kind of take a peek at what we got going on here. Today we're gonna do some chart updating, right? Because we need to update after this big pump up here. We'll have to flip this guy back to green, dark green. Then we gotta find these. So the thing that kind of sucks is I gotta draw these lines behind my box. I mean, I don't have to, I guess, but it just makes it easier. That way we can see it. Right, that way it labels it over here on the right side. Oh, okay, let's see. Jens, JD, Marcin, Germ, Motan, nice. Matt, brother, All Stars, TJ. What's up? What's up? We're gonna get a nice little pump, and we're coming into this monthly trend resistance. All right. Above that, we see we don't really have a lot of resistance, especially if we go back. And let me pop open one more chart for us, the daily. One's a white one, so close your eyes. Matt Flint, thank you, my man. Thank you. Where's the trying to find the thank you button? I haven't streamed it so long I forgot how to do it. Here we go. Oop, not that one. That one. Who knows what's going on, guys? I'll figure it out. But thank you, Matt. Really appreciate it, man. Thank you. Entered the long breakout. Hope it'll go. I mean, it looks good. We got long in the trade room a little bit earlier, but I ended up closing it. Focused on the ES today. We had a nice little breakout. Will, what's up, man? All Stars. It's been a while, man. Haven't seen you. Those kids driving you crazy. Here with this, we see this monthly trend. It's the same right here. It just looks a little bit different, right? What I wanted to do is take a peek at this so we can see, you know, above these tops right here, we're not having much resistance until we get up here to the like 58,859 level, and then above that 59,600, okay, it's gonna get moving pretty good. But remember, we still have to get past, you know, right now. So that kind of brings me to we can close this. We were watching this line earlier this morning. Kind of brings me to my title of the stream. Why are you willing to sit in losing trades so long, but not a winning trade? Right? Google Sheets. What's up, my man? These are not indicators. This is called a time price opportunity chart, and it measures volume, and it measures value. Right? It shows you where the value is at. On the right side, that's the volume profile. But what the TPO does is it shows you where value is at, and that's how we trade here. We track value, right? And by tracking value and not just tracking price, we're able to make, you know, not as many trades probably as the average crypto trader, but probably more successful trades. But so let's get back to it. Now you read minds besides the markets. So, you know, what is it? What is it with, natural human nature to be willing to accept or to look at red on their screen instead of green, right? As soon as we get in a green trade, a winning trade, let's say, you're wanting to shut it down. You're like, oh, I need to get out, take my profit, right? Almost instantly. But when you're in a losing trade, you're like, it'll go back up. It'll go back up. It'll go back. Like, you keep convincing yourself that it's got space, right? JJ, what's up, man? It's you're so convinced that the upside is the right side and it's gonna be up on the top, and so you just sit in a losing trade forever. So here's what I encourage you guys to do, right? And it depends. Some trading software will do it for you, but as soon as you take a trade, write down what time it is. Right, you should be writing down all your trades anyways. If you've worked with the trade vets at all, I want you guys to write down everything that you do. But when you get in a trade, write down the time, right? And then when you get out of the trade, write down the time. And then if that's a winning trade, put it in the winning side, losing trade, losing side, right? And what I want you to do is compare those trades after a week. How much in an average amount, obviously. A little bit of math. If you have trouble, just DM me. I'm pretty decent at math. You just find the average, right? And then decide from there, what's going on. And if that's something that you think might be your issue, the issue is going to be identification, right? And this goes back to something we kind of talked about in the boot camp. And something I talk about in the bootcamp is how to identify certain things, whether we're talking about correlation, talking about initiated buying, talking about, we have a lot of reasons, but a lot of times I refer to it as my car, right? My cars have 4 tires, most of them. And if you get a flat, you have to pull your car over and change your flat tire, right? So you can keep going. And most of the times, cars don't have a full-size spare. So they put on a little dinky tire, and then you just got to find an exit to get to an auto shop and or a mechanic, right? What do you guys call it in England? I've been watching Ted Lasso. I'm listening to all the English slang. It's my favorite. We got to get to the auto shop and get this tire changed, right? So you got to get off the freeway, the trade way, right? You got to get out of the game for a second. And that's the issue. Is most people are like, they've got to get to this exit right here. This is their target. They're going to their friend's house for a little party. Right, terrible house, I know. But the tire goes flat, and they're thinking, I can make it, right? But what happens is, on the way, you get another flat. And now you're stuck. Now you got to wait for a tow truck to come get you, right? And guess where this tow truck's going to take you? Back to this mechanic shop. Right? But everyone's so willing to sit through all of this just to get this. Right? But now let's think about it in the opposite sense. You're here in your car, right? I know, terrible car. Right? Mine's a tank. These are like tracks. Okay. But we're going to our friend's house again, and this time we see this first exit, and we got in the trade here, right? And we're like, let me just take the back roads just in case. And you get out of the trade. You see what I mean? And you get out early, and then as soon as you get out, it goes up or towards the way that you want it to go. Then you get in, and then it comes back. And so the first thing that you can do is identify that that's an issue with your trading. And the only way to be able to do that is to be writing all of this stuff down. So if you're not documenting, you've got to, and if your trading software doesn't do it for you, then you're going to have to do it yourself. Pray curse, spin the spinner. The teacher making. Yeah, see, and that's the issue. Like, yeah, as soon as you get a little bit of a winning trade, but But see, the thing is, when you get in a trade, you're identifying these take profits, these stop losses, these areas that you expect to see some, reaction. And so if you're not letting your trades play out, you're going to have to win a lot more trades than you lose, right? There's a reason that I'm I stay around like 65 to 70% win rate, but I normally for the most part my P&L is pretty decent, and it's because I follow my trade plan and kind of play that out, let it play itself out actually. And I think that's kind of a huge thing that is probably not really thought of. Honestly, you should want to be in your winning trades almost double the amount of times that you're in your losing trades, right? If you're sitting in losing trades double the time that you're sitting in your winning trades, your issue is probably identifying that a trade is already lost, right? So let's say, and you go back to that car analogy, but you get in the trade here, right? It comes up, and where does it fail? It fails right at this prior high. And so okay, if it doesn't hold my entry, chances are, where's the nearest value? Down here. Chances are it's probably going to come back down in here. Even if it reloads from here and then goes up, that might happen. But instead of just cutting the trade here, you're just willing to sit in here. And then what happens is it pops up, you kind of get that hope, and then it comes down. You get some more hope, pops up, and then it comes down. And you're willing to just kind of sit in this trade forever. But instead, what needs to happen is you got to cut that trade early and then get back in the trade down here if it qualifies itself, because you have no idea if that's going to qualify itself. That's just what you expect, right? That's what it should do, but nothing is ever for certain. We know that every trade that we take is only 50%. You're either going to win the trade or you're going to lose the trade, right? And if you break even on the trade, guess what? That's a win in my book. So if you don't know what's going to happen down here, but you're just planning on buying there because that's what you're expecting to happen, but it blows through and comes all the way down to here. Now you added on the way down, so you added to a losing trade, and now you're stuck, and now you're almost to the point where they call it pot committed, right? You're like, well, fuck, I'm already in, I might as well just stay. Fuck it. Push all my chips in, right? And you start to gamble. And that's terrible for your psychology and terrible for your trading account most times, right? Every once in a while, you get that, you hit that black 13 on the 300X, but not every day. So you've got to start identifying losing trades faster. And guess what? If you are not a successful trader, you should be a fucking expert at identifying bad trades, right? Believe me, that's how I got good. Is I used to take so many fucking bad trades. I'm an expert. Like, damn, I can nail the top and the bottom. You know what I mean? Does it ever feel like to you that you're buying the top and selling the bottom, right? You're just getting in at the fucking worst time possible, right? And then you're getting in the losing trade. If you're losing more trades than you're winning right now, well, don't take it as I fucking suck. Take it as a learning experience, which is exactly what it is. Because the market is here to teach us something, and it just depends on how much tuition that you're going to give it, right? You want to take a step back, pay attention, take some notes, or do you want to take the class a couple fucking times, right? And a lot of people do. A lot of people take, Market 101 about 100 times. They go, from this Discord to this Discord to this Discord to this Discord to this Discord, trying to find someone to tell them what to do. Instead of looking inward and understanding, I'm just fucking up because I'm not actually putting in work, right? So that's what happens. If you are having kind of a bad time, take it as a learning experience and be like, okay, what went wrong in this trade? And then the next time you take a trade, if you see those same things happening again, well, guess what? Time to cut this motherfucker short, right? And if you don't, well then, boom, keep going. And that's the all stars. Whenever I get on stream, I know you just click short on Bitcoin every single time. So, and it typically just works. I don't know why when I'm streaming, Bitcoin just likes to go down. Yesterday we saw that little flash down about 4%. It's pretty nice. But you guys see what I mean? I want to get that out there for you guys, so you guys are understanding that the way that it needs to be taken in. You shouldn't be taking in this as this negative energy and any of this negative like crap from people like, oh, you suck, or bouncing. If you've been one of those people, right? And I've been one of those people, believe me, who's bounced around to, you know, Discord to Discord. I've met some great people along the way. I've met some people that are fucking nuts and they don't know what the fuck they're doing. But I didn't know at the time they didn't know what the fuck they were doing, right? What really happened, and that's why I recommend you read a lot of the books that I toss out there. But what really kind of tipped me over that edge was being able to look inward and see that, okay, well, if all these people in all these other Discords are saying that they're profitable trading, either one, they're lying, or two, I fucking suck. And I was searching for a green dot, so to speak, right? I need to can you just tell me when to buy? I just want it easy, right? Well, this isn't fucking easy, right? This isn't working at McDonald's. You're not just fucking people's order up all day, right? You've got to be good at your job here, or else you're going to fuck your bank account up. And that's, you know, the opposite of what you want to do. So, you know, kind of a reality check and a little fucking mood breaker on here. I kind of feel it, even though we're not in the same room, but I kind of feel the energy. It's kind of cloudy now, but that's what it takes, right? Because to, you know, what does 50 Cent say? Something about, you know, you need the rain to enjoy the sunshine. So that's part of this, right? Anyone who's ever been to college, or I never said I was a trader for 5 years coming from a firm, not once. I've never said that I worked at a firm ever. But thanks, average dummy, for coming in and introducing yourself. You know what I mean? He's probably bouncing from Discord to Discord, unfortunately, guys. But welcome him, because that's what this Discord's all about. And then, if anyone, Jens could probably tell you, because he's been here pretty much the whole time I've been here. But anyways, I mean, it just happens. You know what I mean? It's part of the journey. So that's you know, that's pretty much that. I just wanted to kind of put that out. At 50 cents says clickety clank. You know, that kind of frustrates me. Average dummy just misinformed or misremembering or something. Well, he joins the Discord. When I first popped into the Citadel, I said I worked at a firm for 5 years. Can you show me the screenshot? I would love to see that. No, he could hate. I mean, it's not. I don't think he's hating. He's just trying to say that I said something that I didn't. And that's just kind of frustrating to me. It's cool though. Just come in the stream just to hate. That's what happens when people drop the reality check. But let's see what happened in the cryptoverse today. We saw a nice Bitcoin pump. We saw ETH kind of lagging behind today, but then finally decided to jump on board. But I wasn't on the computer to snag this one. I mean, if you want to look at the all the trades that I posted, maybe I should have been working at a firm and not in the army. Because I'm pretty sure I said I'm in the army the whole time. So that's so weird. But yeah, so we can see this balance zone. You kind of see we drew this yesterday on stream, this purple. This is a balance zone. And looks like we're breaking over this overhead resistance. We'll leave it. We've got about 4 more minutes until the next bar opens up. That's what I'm wondering too. Hell yeah, Greg. Good stuff, man. Yeah, fuck yeah, that's great. Any improvement that you see, and that's why I always say, even being a break-even trader, that's the first step, right? You never make $10 without making one first. Can't make 1,000 without making 100, right? So that's that's awesome to hear, man. We've had a ton of success, and it's really really cool to see. We've had a couple people go a couple of months in a row for their first couple of months in a row actually profitable. So that's great. And I mean, honestly, 59% profitable trades. I mean, like I said, like I show you guys all the time. A lot of times I'm trading around 65 to 70%, but as long as you cut your losers quick and let your winners win, you're good to go. Convinced shorter 3 a.m. But yeah, let's see. We have fairly big resistance zone, and it's kind of just because how this value is acting, and we have this balance area. A lot of times, the first time we break back into balance, we typically trade end to end. So who knows? Maybe ETH will just die up here to. That's a pretty big move. Probably 3,600, maybe 3,600's up there. Could be a nice little move up there. Look at ADA. ADA. So ADA is still kind of respecting this triangle that we drew this morning. Um, you can see from yesterday's value, pretty much almost identical. A little bit higher, a little bit bigger range on today for ADA. But it does look like it wants that upside. Might just have to, it's above value now. So let's see how it acts when it comes back down to the top of our zone at that 21 or yeah 21,422, and then see if we break this to the upside. And then you can see we have base in here. It'll be interesting because when ADA moves, it really moves. You know what I mean? It just like moves. So speaking of movers, let's look at Sol. We had a nice little pump from Sol yesterday. And you guys remember I've talked about Sol, about how it's mainly an NFT. The reason it's getting so much hype is the NFT thing. Um, Honestly, the NFT thing kind of seems, you know, I don't want to say it's reached like its top, but it seems like it's kind of transforming into something. So we'll see if Sol starts to kind of develop. You know what I mean? Um, Christopher P, thanks for the sub, man. Got a little notification. 80, yeah, 88. That would help them. But so with Sol, if it gets under these levels, guys, it could get ugly. I know it went on like a meteoric rise, and you just basically just closed your eyes and buy. This thing just went up forever. But we're kind of back at this strong resistance level, and it'll be interesting. Definitely something to watch. Watch that 152 level, and then ultimately watch this 163.77 level. If it doesn't get back above that, if it does pump up again, keep your eye on these lows down here. Can we look at dot? Yeah, definitely. Oh shit. What's going on with dot? Was there news today? Finance coin at make or break point. Is this all-time highs? Damn, brother, you got pop-up notifications and everything. If you guys are looking at this on the left side and seeing the TPO and wondering what it is, just go up to indicators. One of our community members, brother, has created a thing called time price opportunity chart for trading view. The only one that's good. Like if we look, even if we look at this one, I'll show you guys this one. How bad this one. Something about parachain actions. Okay, so we'll have to look at it on the other one. But yeah, it's coming up into some prior highs. I don't see the news on it. News now. You know what's interesting about this pump today too is that Deputy Governor John Cunliffe or Cunliffe, however you say his name, he said financial stability risks from crypto technologies might not remain limited for very much longer. So I don't know if he's saying good news or bad news. Oh, they have an event on November 11th. Okay. Oh, the Google thing was, yeah, that was the Bitcoin thing. Yeah, definitely. Let's actually take a peek at the DAX real quick. Oh, the DAX did today. There we go. So the FTX had a pretty positive day, kind of like the ES, not as big of a range. I'm not sure what the ES closed. So we didn't, I mean, not a lot of negative news, so they didn't respond to it negatively. We see the long-term trend resistance on the futures market, right? Popping up, kind of just hanging out still. Above that 65, we didn't quite get above it today, but well, we did for like a second, but we did. I think we did. I think we had like 68 or something. Okay. EDEX is up. One second, guys. The school's calling me. All right, sorry about that, guys. Yes, we'll have to keep an eye on this. Another one I wanted to look at too was so this was kind of what I had my eye on this morning. We hit that little drop right off the open, and then we just kind of chilled. And you can see like the alert line that I have. So I'm actually looking to get long on BNB up here, up into this kind of resistance zone up here. We do have some single prints if we scroll back. Strange. Oh, Magic Man. My bad. I just like that. Yeah, I'll check FTM. We do have some single prints up above this resistance zone, but I do kind of expect, as we saw, like, right, held support, broke, tested below, came back up, held support again, but then couldn't take a high. Saw a little bit of a reaction back down. So I do kind of expect us to see a nice, a bit of a reaction up here in this zone. But above that is these single prints right here, and that is to be expected as a spot where we can see some movement, right? If we can get up into these single prints, we might just zip right through them and back up into the balance zone above. All stars. Thank you, my man. Thank you. Appreciate it. Oh, you changed your picture. I was like, what is that? Is that from vacation or holiday? It's on on the OBS. It says hair character jumping up and down, saying #1 fan. Just describes it as comedy. But yeah, so we might get to see a little bit of a BNB breakout coming up pretty soon. Magic Man, you want to check out FTM? I'm 15 years old. So FTM, FTM is getting near its lows. So we should see some support here on FTM. Oh, I see. That's nice. Yeah, so with FTM, we're kind of coming down here. And it looks like it's getting bought up, right? We saw some support from here last time, popped up, back tested it, really jumped up, came back down here, and you kind of had this look below during this session right here. Right? Opened up the session. This is the open of the session. It looked below, didn't like what it saw, and then found its way to the upside. It's coming back down. So, and it's getting bought up for now. This is going to be the level that you'll have to watch. Uh, $195 to 188 is going to be the level. If it can hold that level, if it breaks back down, if not, I mean, if not, you might have an opportunity because these stops are just, they're lined up. See, they're lined up for the taking, right? So if it gets up above this 211, right, these are just lined up to hit these highs. Because you got to figure, imagine you get in around here, you've got stops here, all the way through here, you've got stops here, 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 here's one, here's stops, and then all this is stops. So maybe you pop up, back test that point of control, head to that upside, try to test these highs. Probably a little bit of resistance up here at the over yesterday's high, the previous day high. You can kind of see a couple of days in a row. We have a little bit of contraction here too. The market came up, was getting all crazy, right? Started to build some value, had that peak below, popped back up, tried to hold above, couldn't, so I had to come back down. Wasn't able to hold that, and now is down here too. So, you know, this is kind of a could go either way, so you got to be ready for either side trade right here. Can you give us an overall zoom out approach and first bad bet? Yeah, sure. Pick one. What do you want? What do you want to look at? This kind of looks like a good. What's the hottest alt right now? Let's see. Crypto screener. Let's do filters. Let's use. Let's say. I guess Zen USD. It's over. What is this over? Total day. What? Trying to decode which alts to buy. For that, like just to kind of jump in and kind of wait till they hit. I definitely love that one. Try one. Okay. And so let's start out month. We've been. So this is when I'm looking at stuff like this is typically what I'll start with. I'll start with a monthly. Right? We're not really getting any information from ever that we're getting, you know, pulling. We've had a good month so far. That's all we're getting from this. So let's head to the weekly. Weekly, I had like a little corner kick action. I mean, on a weekly, that'd just be a crazy play, but still not much information out of this either, right? We popped up, we've came back down a little bit. We're getting support on some prior highs, right? So we could go ahead and mark level here, here, and then we'll switch to the daily. Tick size, so we could get 500. And so here we can kind of see, this is pulling the TPOs for like, we can kind of see that we bid back down, but we never got back into a low. Saw some value kind of shift over, and now we're popping back up. A nice daily trend down here, right? Draw this trend line. Probably best. Kind of tough. The price action was pretty tight down here. We go as wide as we can. Boom. Good. Now we'll head to our intraday, our 30-minute chart. There we go. And so what I'm doing here is I'm seeing a bit of balance up here, right? You have value here, trading inside completely. We kind of look above, we trade right back down into value, and currently prices in value. So find our balance areas. Take from the top, from this high up here, this low down here, and we're going to say this is our balance area. We know that these are support. Make them different color, make them blue. just so we can see them through the balance zone. Actually, what we can do is we'll just balance zone. Perfect. So we can see where we're getting a little bit of support. We know we have these two supports, and these are based off of a weekly chart, so they should act as fairly strong support. And then what we're going to do is we're going to find the current trend, right? And the current trend, right? Obviously, we see value for the past, so far we've seen value. Here's our long-term trend. But now we want to find a shorter-term trend, right? One that we can expect to be respected over, the next couple of days or so. It looks like there's a couple, right? If we snag this guy all the way down here, that's through price action. Can't use it. Right? Try this one. One works. Boom. Okay. So now we're expecting this trend, right? We're expecting it to keep going up. Now we've got to figure out, okay, if it's going to keep going up, where's the most likely spot that it's going to go? Because right now it's out of value. It's in a previous day value area, but it's out of value. So if we expect it to hold this value, we expect it to shift back up to value. And with that, we can see where the resistance is coming from up here, obviously, right? There's a big seller up here. You can see they tried it twice and got rejected. But on this upside, coming out a couple of hours when the Asia Open or the Asia Open happens or starts, we're going to be looking for it to return back to value. And where does that kind of line up with, kind of lines up right with this point of control right here. Right? I don't even know if that was on purpose. Might have just been. And so that's kind of the target right here. And your stop loss, like let's say if you were to start looking for a long, if you kept getting support, your stop loss would just go probably right underneath the daily value, or yesterday's if it gave you a wick and then kind of popped up. But once it gets up here, you got a big seller just kind of lurking right here, right? You also have same seller over here. You also had a seller right here who gave some up to sell more to push back down. So oops, that line was just not good. You have, there's a seller right here, right? So what you can do to be more safe, right, is set an alert. Set an alert right here. I'm gonna set one. This looks like a trade. This on, connecting it to that thing. This on Binance. Is one on Bybit? Well, that's a good spot to get an alert, right? And it's a little bit safer of a play because there's a seller up here. If the seller's tried to push it down, once, twice, now it's getting pretty tight. People are buying this thing up. This upside starts to look nice, right? Because this seller is going to have to do what? If he hasn't taken all of his profit yet, he's going to have to buy his position back. So if you get initiated buying, this guy's going to turn in, he's going to buy some, so buy stops, and that's going to turn into double buying, and might get a pretty nice move up. That's kind of how I start from start to finish, right? If I was more trying to look for a scalp, and that's more on a long term, right? Because that's kind of what you were looking at, it's more long term. More short term, you could take a higher risk long on the break back into value, right? Trade it back up to the VWAP would be your first target. Second target would probably be the top of our balance zone. The third target would be the highs for sure. That would be more of a smaller term, something like one, because of how it trades. And if we zoom back, this, when it does break out, believe it or not, I actually do watch a lot of crypto. charts, not like you, but when it does break out, you know, it likes to go. Look, there's a seller. I mean, kind of almost the same thing. There's a seller right here on 3 tops. One, he gave some up, pushed it back down, sold it again, tried. Look at the trend. Same trend down there. What's up, Luis? Vegas was good, man. I had a blast. Great time. And then, you know, when it broke, it broke. We scroll back. This before the whole kind of dumparooski right here. I mean, I don't know what happened here, but I mean, it was kind of consolidating, and we saw the seller at the same spot a couple of times, and then with the trade. So yeah, that's just going to depend. The trade, well, that trade alarm up there is a spot to get into a trade, to look to qualify a trade. Right? I'm not just buying on this, but this alert lets me know, like, oh hey, one's at the tops again. Let's see if we can smack this seller in the mouth, push this thing up. That's more what that's about. But that is pretty much all the time I have. I got to go swoop the kids up from school here fairly soon, and then get these trade plans out for you guys. In the Discord, if you guys have any specific NFT, I don't know if we could do like a vote or something, on one that you want me to add to the trade plan just for the day, just let me know. I can definitely do that. I'll be on the computer today. Yeah. But other than that, you know, you guys make sure that you are managing risk and sticking to your trade plan. And have a wonderful day, right? Average Dummy, if you're still here, I encourage you to join the Discord and maybe learn a little bit instead of trolling on the internet, right? Some time out of your value, or some value out of your time. You know what I mean? But yeah, you guys have a wonderful day, and I will catch you guys later. Glad I could help, Magic Man. Glad I could help.